Do you ever get when you have your opponent basically one shot, but just before you kill him, somehow he ends up hitting you for a lot of damage, and you kind of replay the question in your head of, was that worth it? And if you have problems like that, trust me, this video is going to help you out a lot. So let's get straight into it. So the number one thing I want to talk about in this video is never play to your opponent's strengths. And the reason you want to do that is pretty obvious. If your opponent is really good at build fighting, but you're really good at box fighting, I understand you need to kill him fast. But why would you go into a build fight knowing you're better at box fighting? And you can clearly see he's really good at build fighting. So, common sense would say, hey bro, I should probably box fight this kid. And by you box fighting, not only is that going to piss him off because he knows he's better at build fights, and now this is all subconscious. You don't even realize this is happening. This is all just going on in your head in the background. So try and realize what he's trying to do to you. And if he's trying to make you build fight, you box fight. If he's trying to make you go to a shotgun fight, keep a distance unless you know you're better at shotgun fights. That's why I see a lot of players when they're using a sniper rifle, for example. They like to play at a distance. If they're good with a sniper rifle, they're going to carry it. It's pretty obvious. And that means they probably want to keep the fight at a distance. And why would you think that is? Why would they carry a sniper rifle? I understand in solos, if you hit someone in the head, it's pretty much a GG, and same in trios to a certain extent. But they're carrying a sniper probably because they're not confident enough to take a box fight. And if they can end it from range, it's probably better off for them. So I usually get super aggressive the first time I see someone with a sniper. If they have a sniper out and they're just trying to sit back and snipe, like, bro, I will change the tempo up. He's comfortable playing at that pace, but I don't want to get third party, so I'm not going to sit there all day. So I'll try and speed up the tempo by ramp rushing him, driving at him, going full on directly for him. And that puts him under a lot of pressure, making him uncomfortable. Okay, and for number 2, if you like playing box fights, realistics, or 1v1s to warm up, I'm telling you, don't use the matchmaking system, use Discord. It's different before a tournament, but if you're like trying to, warm up before you play, definitely use Discord, because the players you're going to come across are a lot better. And the reason why I say don't use Discord before a tournament is because you don't want to get too, pissed off, because them players are real high quality players and they're probably doing the same thing as you, which is warming up before a tournament. So they're going to be really, really good, and you don't want to end up tilting yourself before the tournament starts. You want to be going in there confidence, even if it's false confidence because you were playing bots. It's still giving you a little bit of a bigger ego, and as long as you have control over that, not thinking you're the best player in the world, you're going to be good. And I suggest doing that very, very highly. It's what I always do. It helps me out a lot, keep my mindset calm. But let's move on to 3. Okay, I recommend warming up 1 hour before tournaments. Okay, so play 30 minutes of box fights and 30 minutes of realistics. Don't play arena, because of the exact same thing I was talking about previous. Playing arena puts you at uneven, ends. Basically, he could get a spaz and you could have a great pump, and it's off spawn, so you're dead. You have no shield. With his, spaz, he got a big pot. So he's 150 in the spaz. You have a shitty pump with no shield, and he's got mats. So you're really at an uneven playing field off luck based. So you're going to get tilted super quick playing arena, and it's very bad before a tournament, because you're playing arena, your mindset's getting tilted. And basically what I'm saying is arena is easier to tilt you than creative, because with creative, it's just, I'll do better next round, or I'll wait till I respawn. But arena, it's like, I have to go back out to the lobby, ready up, and it's just tedious, and it really gets to your subconscious, and you'll be completely better off doing what I just said. So what I was saying, 30 minutes of box fights, 30 minutes of realistics. It's a solid routine, practicing all mechanics from close shotgun aim. You got build fights, you've got box fights, edits, piece control. It really covers the basics, and that's all you need. Number 4, for all my PC players out there, make sure your game is optimized for ping, frames, and input delay. I recommend watching a guy called Adam X. I will leave his channel link in the description, so if you want to go and watch any of his videos after this, he will help you out a lot, bro. Okay, trust me on that. Help my game out a lot. That's why I'm sharing it with you. There's some stuff in there that he does advise, like this can harm your stuff, but he's real genuine when he advises like this can actually harm your PC, so do it at your own risk. And he gives you all revert files so you can back up and reset everything that you just did. So real helpful stuff. But anyway, okay, so for number 5, some people don't play enough, but most people play too long. So the question is, where do the benefits start dropping off? So people can play for 9 hours, but people can also play for 2 hours. Obviously the person playing 9 hours is going to be better because he's playing more than the guy playing 2 hours. But what about the guy in the middle who plays from 3 to 5 hours? A nice I'd say above average. You know, like you're definitely into the competitive scene if you're playing 3 to 5 hours a day. But I believe 3 to 5 hours is better than, you know, something like 6 to 9 hours, because that is too long. You're going to get mentally fatigued and you're going to end up getting tilted. And where do the returns drop off? Get me? Like, sure, you're playing 9 hours, but that's like saying, bro, if I go to the gym for 2 hours, okay, or let's say I go for 1 hour, most of my gains and my protein synthesis is going to occur in the first hour. The breaking down of proteins when I'm in a gym or in a physical activity, it's going to happen over the first hour. Okay, that's where most of the stuff comes from, because your muscles are relaxed, and then just like that, they're hit and they're turned on, they're ready to go, bro. Get what I'm saying? You're pumped. But let's say you go into the second or third hour of your routine, you're more fatigued and you're not in more pain than you were at the start, because that doesn't happen yet. It's the next day when you wake up. It's the same in Fortnite, bro. When you're playing 6 to 9 hours and you wake up and you try and do 6 to 9 hours the next day, 6 to 9 hours the next day, it's going to mentally just drain you from playing Fortnite. And that's why I personally play 3 hours. I'm working on releasing a practice routine for all the legends out there on the channel. So if you want to see that, comment down below, hit that like button, bro, and just be a legend, bro. I'll drop it, and it's some intense practice routines, okay? Now, moving on. 7. A great way to improve long range aim is actually playing scrim lobbies. I do realize I just kind of skipped 6, but I'll come back to that, okay? A great way to improve long range aim is scrim lobbies. And what I mean by that is, not only are you kind of forced to keep a distance when you're boxed up and stuff like that, but the lag. When I mean playing in that laggy scenario, it makes your aim so insane, because you get used to playing like that. If you play scrims 2 or 3 hours a week, that's how I got real insane aim for a long time, was just playing scrims after scrims after scrims, because you kind of find yourself not in a shotgun fight and you rely a lot on your AOR aim, so all you have to do is really get it down. And same with your sniper, bro. Your sniper aim will improve because you're going to be so used to playing in lag and just terrible scenarios. So when you get put in a perfect scenario where you're on a lot less lag and a lot less ping and a way higher frame rate, you're going to perform a lot better because you are used to the harsh, you know, scenarios. It's like, for example, Neymar, great football player. Okay, I don't know much about football, but what I do know is his kind of backstory a little bit. He's really like ticky-tacky football. He can literally dribble with the ball. He's one of the best, you know, he has the best footwork, in my opinion, out of everybody that's up there in the top of the, like, you know, whatever. He has some insane footwork. He's nimble on his feet. And the reason he did that is because he practiced in like slums, real like tight alleyways, and there'd be 15 overcrowded pitches, and it's like, you know, you've got like the size of my bedroom, bro, and you've got like 20 people playing football. It's really good. You get really good at dodging people and shit like that in those close scenarios. It's the same as Fortnite. When you're playing in a shitty scrim lobby and you're in the worst scenario possible, what are you going to do then when you get put into the best scenario possible? And that's why he's one of the best players ever, because of the scenarios he came from. The way he practiced was different than a lot of the, you know, practice routines of other big insane football players today. So I just wanted to give that bit of a comparison. Again, I don't know much about football. I did play it for a hot minute, but just putting that out there, bro. Now back to 6. In tournaments, it's actually good to get contested, just not too much. What I mean by that is, if you don't get contested, first of all, you're going to have a terrible mid game, because if you get into a lobby, especially in FNCS, I'll guarantee at least 3 of your 10 games in FNCS, you're going to need Storm Surge. And if you don't get it off spawn, you have to get it mid game. And that's what everybody else is thinking. Everybody else in FNCS doesn't want to get contested. So when they don't get contested, they're forced to go for a Storm Surge in mid game. And that's when a lot of third parties happen, because everybody needs Storm Surge, because they don't want to have to do it end game because it's more riskier. So they do it mid game. But off spawn, if you get contested by literally one team and you know the drop spot better than them, your team is much more mechanical and better than them, and you win it way more than them, you're actually really chilling, because you don't have to do anything mid game. You can focus on positioning and just like literally positioning. That's all you need to focus on, and rotations, and setting yourself up for a savage end game. And plus, you're gonna get, you know, you'll have way more heals off spawn, because you won't have to drink any of your heals. Like, well, you don't have to drink any of your minis or your big pots, because you're going to get 50 health from everyone you kill. So just something to point out there, bro. It's actually good to get contested, just, you know, again, not too much. Back to 8. Definitely improve at box fights. If there's anything to improve at, box fights with a combination of piece control. But that's all box fighting is, bro. Just improve your edits and piece control, and then you're good at box fights. So that's what I get confused about when a lot of people, bro, how do I improve at box fights? That's the wrong question. Box fights is built up of, first, like, probably one of the most important things, which is ping, input delay. But then that, you can't really do much about them. There's only so much, better internet cables and, a few optimizations, turn off some background apps, improve your input delay. Stuff like that can be done on PC. But there's not real much you can do about it, as in improving it over time and practicing on it. So when you think of box fights, what do you have? You've got piece control and you've got editing. There's not really much more to it. Maybe hitting a few shots, your aim has something to do with it, but improving aim, you're going to do that anyway. So when you're specifically looking at box fights, editing and piece control, if you get them down, you're going to be a god at box fights. And the reason you want to be a god at box fights is because you're way less likely to get third partied. Because if you see the Mona Lisa of build battles when you're running across the map, you're just like that, holy shit, bro, that's high. Max height build fights and shit, and there's like 7 teams in the fight. You don't want to take part in that. But like, bro, the rest of the lobby's over there, and you kind of need the siphons, you need the kills, you need the storm surge. You have to go up there. But if you were to take a box fight, for example, that would never happen because you're forcing yourself to stay on maybe 5 to 6 layers of a fight. You get me? 5 or 6 high. And you can always drop, you can always go up a little bit. But because you're playing box fighting, you're not cranking. You're not trying to, phase sway your opponent. You're just trying to, put them in a box. And it's just that simple, bro. And if you get better at box fights, it's going to save you mats in the long run and stop you from getting third party. So it's really important that if you want to do well in tournaments, get box fighting down. Number 9, something more of a mindset goal, but when you die in a game, when you die in, even if it's a trio game, take the blame. If it's not your fault, bro, literally just say, oh, bro, boys, I caused this, that. My bad, okay? Not only that's great, just taking responsibility, but if you're the IGL, you need to be doing that, bro. You need to be taking pressure off your team. If your whole team dies, even if it's not your fault, you'd be like, boys, sorry, man, that was my fault. Now, I know it's hard to do that sometimes when your teammates make a stupid mistake and you just really want to rip into them. Trust me, bro, if they're good players, they'll know they make the mistake and they don't need you to start screaming at them and reminding them of making that mistake. Now, it is hard to do, don't get me wrong, bro. We all get mad and shit like that, but be a more responsible person, take the blame. And then, by doing that, not only is it good for the brain, like, oh shit, bro, it's giving you a more real assessment, because then you're gonna like flick back on it and be like, oh shit, I kind of left that edit unopened, which caused like Billy to get sniped from the other team that pushed us and then killed us. So things link in. So it's always important, just take the blame, and then you'll naturally reflect on, because your brain, if you like take the blame, your subconscious is gonna be like, bro, why are you taking the blame? You get me? Why are you doing that? So take the blame, trust me, it'll help you a lot. And you'll start convincing yourself, oh bro, I did this wrong, I did that wrong. Because you're being so harsh on yourself, it's going to lead to you improving even faster. And then number 10, probably the most important thing on this list, is to actually master the sniper. Don't have your whole team carrying a sniper. I would say maybe 1 or 2 players on your team should carry a sniper, because this is what happens when you carry a sniper in trios, okay? You've got 3 people. You knock one of them, so now there's 2 left, okay? That one guy who's downed, okay? The team have one option now. The 2 guys still alive have an option. That option is to revive them or keep fighting. So let's say they go with the revive option and they go to revive. This guy over here, so this guy right here, he has to go and revive. So now he's down. Now you got something like this, okay? And 2 guys, one's resin and one's downed. But if you can put on enough pressure, what does this guy have to do? He has to hold the walls. So by knocking one person with a sniper, one is downed, the other one has to res, and then the other guy has to hold the walls. That's taking the whole team out of the equation. And if they don't res and they leave them, then you are in a situation where there's 3 of you guys and 2 of them, and you're still winning. That's why the sniper is so overpowered. And not only, even if you body someone, you're taking up a lot of their, heals. And take it to solos. He's gone. You hit a headshot snipe or a body snipe when he's low, he's boom, Thanos, out of the lobby. Easy. GG's. You get me? There's not much more I need to say in this video, boys, so I'm going to end it very abruptly. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you're subscribed. And there's a video down below my face cam right now, so definitely click that. It will help you out a lot. I'm out of here. Thank you so much for your time.